Well, it's just about time for college hoops teams around the country to lace up those sneakers and go dancing in the tourney. Tonight, we're going to preview the outlook for both Duke and North Carolina. To help us do that in studio is former Duke guard Ricky Price, and on the phone is the writer of 12 Leadership Principles of Dean Smith, former North Carolina forward David Chadwick. David, let me start with you. This North Carolina team has lost 5 of their last 8 heading into this week's play, but UNC boasts the second toughest schedule in the country. Are you worried at all?
Well, I don't think they have the toughness that some other UNC teams have had. And also, they just don't have that great outside shooting outside of Marcus Page. So teams that sag on them and take away their inside game, plus block out and don't get them on the offensive boards, they're going to have struggles with. But they do have talent, and if they do start playing together, they've proven they can beat some good teams. And with my friend Ricky Price in the studio there, they should have beaten Duke when they played them at Durham. So we'll see. You know, I think they have enough talent to go deep in the tournament, but they're just so inconsistent, and they're not very tough.
Kind of the opposite story with Duke for most of this year. You know, they're cruising. They've knocked off 5 ranked teams so far in the new year. How does this Duke team stack up against Blue Devil teams in the past?
Well, this is a very, very good team. I mean, we have just about everything that you need to be a good team. A great point guard, really 2 good point guards with Quinn Cook and Tyus Jones. A great small forward in Justice Winslow, who's very athletic, can guard, defend, and score. And then, you know, Duke has the best player in the country in Jahlil Okafor. And he's unguardable in single coverage. And then we have a pretty good guy, you know, calling the plays on the bench in Coach K. So I like our chances moving forward.
From here on out, it's all about the postseason. David, let me ask you, if North Carolina is going to make a run in both the ACC and NCAA tourney, what do these guys need to do and do well?
Well, the first thing they're going to have to do is get tougher, especially in the last 5 minutes of the game. They've got to block out on the defensive boards and get rebounds. I don't understand for the life of me how they can be so great on the offensive boards and so poor on the defensive boards. And secondly, they're going to have to hit their outside shots. Teams will sag in on zones and try to give them the outside shot. Somebody other than Marcus Page is going to have to step up and hit the outside shot for them to advance in the tourney.
Now, Ricky, we've seen this Duke team in recent years. They've been able to tear it up during the regular season. And then the postseason appears, and the light bulb, instead of turning on, that thing goes off.
Right.
Do you see any difference in this year's Blue Devils team that they can, you know, get back to their winning ways in the postseason?
And it's tough to say. I mean, the tournament is just that. You know, in the NBA, it's a 7-game series. It assures the best team can win because you got to win 4 out of 7. In the NCAA tournament, you know, it's a one-shot wonder. And so if you're not on your game that particular day, you can get knocked out. And so you would hope, logic would say that, you know, the Duke Blue Devils will be on their game at least through the first, you know, couple rounds. And then after, you know, you see the better teams, you know, you'll see who's who and what's what. But I'm really hoping that they don't have the same output they had last year and lose.
So you want to say you don't want to see Mercer again this year, is what you're telling me.
I definitely don't want to see Mercer again.
Well, last question, and it's going to be similar for both of you guys. David, what makes Duke such a tough team to play?
Well, I think, as Ricky alluded to earlier, they've got a fairly special guy on the bench who makes great play calling, and his ability to motivate his team is extraordinary. He reminds me so much of Coach Smith. You know, teams walk in to play against Duke, and they know they've got not only the 5 guys on the court, the bench, but also the guy on the bench who's just extraordinary, and they know they're playing against the best of the best. But I think also it's because they spread the floor so well. As Ricky said, nobody can guard Jahlil Okafor one-on-one. He's the top player in the NBA draft in this season. He's going to be extraordinary as a pro. You've got to double-team him, and then if you double-team him, you leave guys open on the perimeter. And unlike Carolina, Duke has guys on the perimeter who can score. And if you close out on them too fast, you've got the Tyus Jones and the Ricky Winslows especially, who can beat you off the dribble and get to the basket. I don't know how you beat them unless you do double-team and pray to the good Lord that they miss their outside shots.
A lot of prayers going to be sent up during postseason play. Same question to you, Ricky, but what makes North Carolina such a challenging opponent, especially in the postseason?
Well, Carolina, I think, is going to be dangerous. You know, they're so big up front. You know, Kennedy Meeks is a load, and I think one of their strengths is they really attack the offensive rebounds. You know, when that shot goes up, it's like a second shot opportunity because they're going to the board so quickly and so hard, and they're finishing everything. You know, KP Tokoto is very athletic. He's getting on the glass. And then, of course, you know, Roy Williams is not a shabby coach himself. He's very good. They just got to put it together. Normally, in the latter part of the season, they do that. I want to see all ACC teams, do well, and I think Carolina will make a run in the ACC tournament and NCAA tournament.
Well, next up for both teams, the ACC tournament that kicks off Tuesday in Greensboro. David and Ricky, guys, thanks for your analysis today. Kelly and Jeff, let's toss it back to you guys.
Thanks so much, guys. Ricky Price does have a skills camp coming up in June. It's ages 9 to 17. Covenant Presbyterian Church in Charlotte. Former and current professional and ACC players will be there. Skill development, 5-on-5, video session, prizes, giveaways, 150 spots. They are filling up fast. GameReadySD.com for all your information.
You never know, they might even have a visit from Mo Williams.